You had a busted water line.
Yeah.
And you fixed it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
There we go.
This is great.
Isn't it?
Yeah. You didn't know he was a plumber too, huh?
Per family, my great, not my great, well, yeah, my great, I'm like a 4th generation plumber on my mom's side.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, literally. Last name.
So, if you need your water worked on, I'm the man.
Side gig.
All right, what's going on, everybody? So today is Thursday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Haley's pulling the body off of this car right now. We're going to have a really fun video showing off Proline cleaning solutions and proving just what it's capable of doing. This car has a week's worth of dirt on it. And so does our toter's got road film from however many miles there and back. So we'll be showing that off. We got to get George's stuff finished up so that he can go racing. And then we're going to start working on this one to get it ready for Tennessee, weather permitting. The weather's not looking too promising. And then from there, we are going to be getting our Crate Lake model ready. Jimmy and his guys are working on it up there right now. And we have to go to wall and deliver some parts so that Mr. Ronnie can put our crate motor together. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So, anyways, we'll put you on a time lapse as Haley rips this thing apart. And Mikey's truck broke down.
He ain't here.
Yeah, he's not here. So, Haley's got to take his slack.
When this cat says, "Hey daddy, what you doing today?" always have something to say. Where we at, Cat?
We're at TERBO's hauler.
Yeah.
We bought some wheels from him, or Mr. Jason with Champion Commercial HVAC bought me some wheels.
Some
from
late
TERBO,
model wheels.
and we're here to pick them up. He's here in Mississippi on his way down to Florida. So
yeah,
and
there's a dog. There's a dog in my truck.
A good boy.
Dog.
Yeah, he's a good boy. honey boo boo.
And I'm finally on the video.
Yep.
I haven't been there.
Ruby ain't been on in a minute, but anyway, we're waiting on TERBO to pass these wheels off to us. And so what is TERBO doing in Gulfport, Mississippi? Well, obviously TERBO's crew guy this year is a local named Cody Carl that came up racing go-karts with us. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. All right. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, let's it's cold out here though, so let's
We're gonna move this.
yeah, we're
Wow.
gonna do this part inside.
right. So what looks like just a set of wheels, which is all it is, turned out to be a pretty cool story. So we'll get them inside and talk about it. Here we go. All right, so super cool wheels. Like these are like spaceship material compared to what we're used to seeing. Don't really know much about them, but they're brand new wheels that that Tyler Erb had for sale on Marketplace, and Chase messaged Jason with nicest Motorsports. I was pronouncing that wrong. It's nicest Motorsports. Chase messaged Jason, and he got Chase the money, headed this way to get these wheels for the car that we're getting. And Turbo has a crew guy that lives in Gulfport, so they were parked down there. And it ended up being probably a 30, 45-minute conversation, maybe an hour, standing out in the road in Gulfport talking to Turbo. And that was very interesting.
Very.
So we left here after a long conversation, me and you in the house, and, you know, neither one right or wrong, but we just had a difference in opinion on which way things are going, and, you know, just normal. We just had a conversation, and I think it was pretty interesting to hear Tyler Erb's thoughts on the racing and YouTube. Obviously, he knew who Chase was from YouTube, and he talked about some stuff. What you think, Chase?
I think that everything we were thinking, Turbo said it was the right way of thinking. And Turbo plans to do the exact same stuff as us this year, obviously on the late model scale. But,
Right.
But yeah, it was very, very eye-opening, because sometimes you wonder if if there's anybody like-minded, or if we're doing it.
Well, because some of the ideas that we had, if you look at what everybody else is doing, it makes you feel like you're doing it wrong because you're doing it different than what everybody else is doing.
Right.
And last year, I feel like we did what everybody was doing and what they expected us to do. And one, we almost went broke.
Yeah.
Two, from a business standpoint, there's a better way.
Right.
And that's what I came up with, and I was like, dude, we have to do it this way. And I explained why, and everybody was on board. But then to hear somebody like Tyler Erb say he does it the way he's doing it because X, Y, and Z, and it's exactly what we're seeing. I mean, it was just nice to hear somebody like-minded that's higher up than what we are. You know, and he even got down and talked about the YouTube stuff, you know, just asked about it. And he said that he regrets not getting going with YouTube so long ago, you know, that he had an opportunity about 5 years ago or so to go with it, and he just couldn't do it because he didn't want to open himself up to the world. And I get it, because it's tough, but he also regrets not doing it because he sees that it could have been very beneficial if he would have went for it and stuck with it. So, you know, in a roundabout way, I think he admires what Chase has going on, and vice versa. We admire him for the way he is. But, man, he has some interesting opinions on where he thinks racing's going, and I think he is on point with what his thoughts are. It was just very interesting. So another thing that he come up with, and he told us that we should do it on YouTube, and I think we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's a personality test.
Yes.
Personality
Something
test.
that his mom said that she encouraged him to do, and he did it, and it's some kind of online test. I think it costs like $30 per person, and he did it. And so for fun, he did it, and then he had his whole crew and everybody around him did it, and they compared what their personalities are. and he thought it'd be a good idea if we did it and like did the results public on camera. So when y'all do see that, that wasn't our idea. That was actually Tyler Erb's idea, and I think it'd be pretty fun to do, to see what kind of personalities we're dealing with right here.
Yeah, no doubt.
So really cool. It was great talking to him. Very intelligent young guy. I think he said he was 27 years old, I believe. Yeah. Very intelligent, very talented, and I wish him all the best. And I flat enjoyed it. I could have sat out there for hours and hours and talked to him, but I felt like we was holding him up. So we jetted on out of there, but I wish him the best, and I think he's headed to East Bay.
Yep.
So really cool. So anyway, wheels for the late model program. And what's the latest on the late model?
We're going to dyno a motor in the next couple days, or next week, and we just have a few odd and end parts that we need. We're looking for partnership on it as well. We plan to run our mod program. We plan to run 100 nights this year.
Right.
I wouldn't say shows, but nights this year. We plan to continue our mod program, continue building an empire on that like we have been over the past few years. But within that, you know, obviously it makes it a lot easier to be able to race 2 different classes and be able to rack up, you know, 100 nights of racing. And within that 100 nights, it's experience and everything else that comes along with it. So that's our goal, plans, mindset, everything for this year. So nothing's changing on our mod program. We're just fitting a late model into it. If you are interested in becoming a small part of our late model program or a big part of our late model program, obviously we're driving for a team, but I am bringing my sponsors, some of my sponsors to that team. And whatever you invest into me stays with me, regardless of the team. So we would really appreciate anybody that's interested in coming on.
So to be clear about that, if somebody buys you an engine, and you lose the ride with Nicest Motorsports, the engine stays with Chase Holland Racing. If somebody buys a seat, the same thing. And consumables are consumables. That's one thing. Right. But if you get on board and say, hey, I understand y'all need a $2,500 seat, which we currently do need.
Yeah, we need a bunch
and
of
you
stuff.
wanted to sponsor that and have your name on the car with Nicest Motorsports teamed up with Chase Holland Racing, we are going to, you know, it's hard because we're not putting a schedule out of what we're doing, but we are going to run the crate late model this season as well as our modified. So you guys that sponsor our modified, I don't want you to go, oh, no, I put money in and they're not going to race. Yeah. Like Chase said, we're planning on putting in 100 nights of racing. So that is a bold number to go after. We think we can do it because we lost a lot of racing last year early trying to chase that USMTS tour. We sat home a lot worrying about having our equipment ready to go. So this year we plan on getting out, and we're going to surprise people. We're going to be in your neighborhood. We're coming to the little local shows, and that's the plan. That's our plan.
Our goal is to try to run 3 or 4 nights a week, every week that we possibly
and meet
can.
new people
So if you have a local track that may not be on my race pass or whatever else that we wouldn't know anything about otherwise, please leave it in the comments so that we can look into it. We are UMP or USRA sanctioned. Yes. And our late model is going to be Cruza Crate Racing USA sanctioned.
604.
So please look into your rule package before you send us a racetrack. We are not a crate modified. We don't have a Crate Racing USA modified. We don't have an IMCA modified. We have A-Mod, USMTS, USRA cars, and UMP modified. So
correct.
Anything within that, we'd love to check it out.
Looking forward to it.
So.
Later.
All right.
What's up? Can I catch a word with you? I mean, it's like I'm trying to keep up with you right here. What are we doing?
I'm going to get the recycle bin.
So we don't get you on here very often unless we're at a racetrack, and you hadn't been at a racetrack with us lately. So,
Oh, people thought I was missing?
yeah, I mean, you were missing in action. What's going on?
Just work.
Sorry.
I mean, just not mine.
I'm sorry.
But okay. So, long story short, which we try to keep our personal life personal, but let's just be real for a minute. 2023 was, dare I say, one of the worst years that I have ever had in business. We have a couple different businesses. So we have a bridal and a prom store, and then we also have an upscale consignment store. And typically when the economy is good, the consignment store doesn't do as well. And when the economy is bad, the consignment store does really, really well. And we've never seen a downtrend at the bridal and prom store. 2023 proved me wrong, which I was absent a lot from the business, and that does tend to make a difference. But I contribute our sales being down to COVID, and let me explain that. When COVID hit, it was one of the, and I'm going to say this and not for anyone to construe, but it was one of the best times in my life. Personally, because it made me stay home with my family and not be at work. So I was able to spend a lot of time with our children that I typically don't get to spend. And I got to hang out on the porch with you a whole lot, which was nice.
We reevaluated what was important.
We did.
Life.
So I was stressed in some areas, but for the most part, it was very, very stress-free for me because you took us camping.
Yeah.
All over during COVID,
Yeah,
and it was
life.
great.
Yeah.
So with that being said, last year we traveled the country and we committed to traveling with Chase. And our manager took over the store, and she does a great job. So all of that. But COVID taught people to shop online. And I'm talking about in every aspect. It taught people to shop online. I'm guilty of it. I mean, I use Amazon.
Absolutely, yeah.
But now you have brides that purchase their wedding dresses online, prom girls who that is the only life they know because they were at an age that social media, I hope, was new to them, and everything was get it here. It was a click of a button and you could buy everything. So prom girls are used to shopping online and getting stuff delivered to their door. So it takes a small business like us, and we are not the only one because I have friends with other shops too around the country, that we are having to dig deep in the social media world to combat the online stores. So with that being said, it's going to be really, really hard for me to leave in 2024 because I plan to get our business back to where it was, you know, by doing TikTok and all those other things that I really don't like to do.
That's another thing. Social media has evolved where we grew our business back on the rack and Bridal and Formal through Facebook. That's no longer a thing. I mean, honestly, it's not Facebook's like for...
And I don't like TikTok. I don't like to make TikToks.
Right.
It's just not me. So I have a lot of teenagers making TikToks.
Yeah,
and
trying to get in.
So 3 weeks into 2024, it does look like it's going to be a much better year for us because we are in peak Mardi Gras and prom season and wedding season right now. But with all that being said, if I am not present at every race, there's nothing wrong with me and my family.
The business alive.
We're just keeping our businesses afloat. You know, one of us needs to be with our children, and that's the way that it's always been. When Chavis and I first got married, he had a welding business, and I worked at the store. Well, Chase was 3 years old, and we decided to buy the store. So then things switched, and the store started making more money than the welding business, and we didn't want our children to be away from both of us, so we kind of changed roles per se, and it has not been easy with the stereotype of the world and you know, me being outside of the home and Chavis being with them. But I can honestly say that I'm very happy with the way our children have turned out.
Our kids have a
thus
good
far.
life.
So that it's just a different lifestyle, you know, than most. You know, Chavis tried to sell dresses. That was interesting.
Did I?
Yeah, for a minute.
Yeah. I don't know that I would say I tried. I had full intentions because I was so involved with Back on the Rack and that whole deal. I had full intentions of actually working that store, and that didn't work out. But I mean, obviously, I still am a major part of it and the other 2 locations that have opened. But
So
I'm not a salesperson. Let's put it like that.
It sucks not to be with them at every race.
Yes.
But the store is very, very seasonal.
Yeah.
We have very, very good people that work with us.
Yes, we do.
So I will be at races. It just will be not during our busy seasons.
Right.
And I mean, let's face it. Who races in January? I mean, seriously?
Us. So, question for you. Great Lake models. Great Lake models.
Is this what you needed me for?
I just want to talk to you. I think people like to hear what you got to say. So
right,
what's your thoughts on Great Lake models?
The most boring racing that has ever been invented.
Okay. I mean, don't sugarcoat it or nothing. Just tell it like it is.
People that know me, I don't sugarcoat anything.
I do agree. Down here, maybe it's not like that across the country, but I promise you,
it's everywhere.
When they pull out on the racetrack locally, it's time. It's time to go find you something to eat or whatever. So what are you doing? You getting the?
I'm just gonna grab the recycle bin real quick and come
All right. Well, we'll follow up with this. Come here, buddy. All right.
Hey. Wow, ferocious.
Guard dogs right here. Yeah.
Get them.
Yes.
Get them, honey.
And that ferocious one over there. So so the Crate Lake model deal happened very quickly. Mm-hmm. And you wasn't exactly excited about it.
I'm still not.
Not just the racing part of it, like you were mad right off the bat that we're even trying to race another class.
I am. I'm still bothered.
Why though? You do understand the reasoning, like it's a step towards the ultimate goal.
That's what you keep telling me.
So to be fair, in my defense and Chase's defense, 3 years ago, when we came to you and told you we were starting YouTube, you was not a fan.
No, I just said, show me. That's what I said, show me.
And I think we did, and I think eventually you was like, okay, there's something here. And now I would say you see that it's done a lot that we couldn't have done for Chase.
No,
we never could have done what we've done for Chase. And I feel like the Crate Lake model is another step in that direction. It's you know, if he only drives modifieds and he never gets in a big late model, whether it's a Crate Lake model or a super, then he won't be experienced, or maybe somebody wouldn't even give him a chance because they say, oh, he's never drove a late model before. So hopefully this will get him in front of somebody that, you know, because somebody that'll pull him to the next level, because ultimately all of these great sponsors we have that have continued to support Chase, the end goal for all of them, and they always tell us up front, is for them to try to help him get where he's going. So hopefully this is a step further in that direction of where we're trying to go.
Show me.
We're going to try to show you.
Okay.
So anyway, that's Adrian's opinion.
I'm just here to be supportive in every way that I can.
Oh, you seem so excited. Yeah. So
well, maybe
anyway.
maybe the
Are
racing.
you just mad because you didn't get to meet TERBO yesterday when we went and met TERBO?
Oh, I don't need to meet him. His driving speaks for himself. I'm good.
You're a TERBO fan,
yeah,
though, right?
I like TERBO. There's some other people that I'm
so
just like,
I
man.
did tell him, and I don't think I told you about this, but I told him yesterday that not this past time we was at the Dome, but the time before, you remember we were in St. Louis, and Dale and our whole crew, we were all together, and we went to that Mexican place that night.
Oh, yeah.
And the drunk guys was going around all the tables wanting to know
yes.
who you pulling for, who you pulling. I said, well, Chase Holland. And he was like, well, who's that? And I said, that's my son in the modifieds. He said, what about the late models? And I told TERBO, I said, I don't really know any late model guys, but I knew who you were from racing at Why Not. So I said, I'm pulling for TERBO. And I said, the guy busted out laughing and started like hollering at his friends. I don't know if you remember that, but I'll never forget. He was like, this dude, where are you from? I said, Mississippi. He's saying TERBO's going to win. And he whooped their butt that next night. And I
He
told
did.
him, I said, I wish I could have caught that dude, found that guy somewhere that night and been like, what you think now, Bo? But anyway, he just laughed, and I told him that was bad to the bone, what he did. But really cool. So yeah, that's it. We'll close this video out right here. There'll be more to come about the late model program. Sounds like we're going to run it locally. We're going to run it nationally. We're going to run it every kind of way you can run it, as well as running the modified. And very ambitious goals for this year as far as how much we're going to race, on top of all the stuff
All
we
the
have
other
going
stuff we're
on.
doing.
Yeah. So
That's what you wanted me for?
what do you mean?
For me to bash the crate racing?
I didn't want you to bash it. I just wanted you to be
You
honest.
just wanted my honest
Yeah,
opinion
that's
on
it.
camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to redo that?
If you keep saying, is that what you wanted me for, then maybe we'll need to redo it. But no, I think we're good. Anything you want to add?
I don't think so.
Any races you're excited about this year?
Not really races. I want to go to different states.
And we're going to.
Yeah, I don't want to go. And I mean, there are states that I'm sure we are going to revisit because there are different tracks and states and stuff. It's not like where we're from. But I would rather take the kids to different states and maybe do some touristy things while we're there and not just race, since we
can do that.
homeschool our children. Maybe do some history lessons and then some other
At
stuff.
some point this year, I want to get back to Iowa, to our KOA, for something in that area where we can camp and go fishing and have a good time there, because I like that
We're going to
place.
go back to the water park.
Yeah, we can do that too. So fun.
Sounds like the crate racing.
So fun, yeah. All right.
She's stressing me out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Honey, come on.
I mean, I can't even talk to you because I'm worried she's going to get in the road.
Yep.
Really?
All right. Well, that's that. That'll be the end of this one. One other thing. So, it was very interesting for me to hear TERBO, Tyler Erb, at 27 years old, telling us his opinion of YouTube and why he didn't do YouTube. And he didn't do YouTube for the exact same reason that Chase is struggling right now. But he's 27 years old, and he's saying that he wished he would have done
Correct.
it, despite what he thought at the time. So
Right.
I'm sitting there like, son, are you listening? And what I'm getting at, Chase and I, you and Chase, we all just round and round. It's like just beating a dead horse. I mean, just over and over the same thing. And what the argument always is we try to tell Chase that this is a business and you need to focus on making videos, making content, and just picking the camera up and
Right.
telling
Right.
what your feelings are, because your feelings right now may not be the same,
Right.
tomorrow or a
Yep.
week from now. So you say what's on your mind at the time, and if we put it in, we put it in. If we don't, we don't, but at least you capture it. And that's what, and don't focus so much on, I mean, the ultimate goal is to win races, but that shouldn't be your main focus, is win, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do right here.
Right.
And that's what TERBO said deterred him from going this route, is he wanted to focus on winning races.
Right.
And he said, looking back now, he wished he'd have done this, because not that it don't matter if you win races, but it kind of don't matter.
Right.
It's about the journey. And I'm glad somebody else told him that.
We shall see.
We'll see if he listens. So if y'all start getting more content from Chase and Mikey and Haley in the shop without me having to come out and start the conversation, then maybe TERBO got through to the lad. So
You're like the #1 star of the show, though.
I don't think these
These-
people will miss me.
These folks want to see you.
I think they want to see you too.
Yeah, I'm just an accessory.
Oh, okay. All right. It's all good. All right.
I swear, this is just wow.
They living their best life. All right. Later.
Wow.
Thank you for your time.